Good morning, students. Today we'll be studying a very famous chapter, that is chapter 11, Edison, the Great Inventor. We all we all know that this person, he plays a very important role in our lives because what he invented bulb. Is Thomas the Great Inventor. See this, the Thomas Edison, the Great Inventor. We will be studying about him, right? Thomas Alva Edison was born on 11th February 1847, right? And he was an American inventor who invented the electric bulb. जिन्होंने क्या invent किया है? Electric bulb, the gramophone, and many other useful things. Let us read about this Thomas Alva Edison. See, this is a very factual chapter and very, very important chapter of our book. This person, he invented gramophone, he invented electric bulb. Thomas Edison was born in 1847 in a small village in America. He belongs to USA, right? And he was born on 11th February 1947. He invented two things. एक तो electric bulb and second one is the gramophone. और बहुत सारी चीजें. His father was a carpenter. What his father was? He was a carpenter. Who was a carpenter? Who is a carpenter? The one who does the one who makes things using wood, known as a carpenter. Thomas Edison was very curious by nature, means he was very curious all the time. He was very eager to know that why it is happening like this, why it is happening like this. So he was very curious, right? He used to ask so many questions that some people even thought that there was something wrong with him. Some people used to think that there is something wrong with him because he used to ask questions every time. At every point of time, he used to ask why this, why this, why this, why it is happening, how it is happening, what is it happening. So one day his teacher was teaching about birds in the sky in the class. One day his teacher was teaching about birds in the class, and Thomas Edison, he just got up and asked, why can't men fly like birds? He asked a very interesting question from his teacher, that why we human beings cannot fly like birds. Teacher replied, because they don't have any wings, because we do not have any wings, that is why we do not fly. Further, but madam, kites, they have no wings, but how can they fly? It's a very interesting question is asked, that kites, they also fly in the sky, although they do not have any wings. The teacher became irritated. The teacher became irritated means he was annoyed with the questions which are asked by the Thomas Edison. She thought that Edison was asking the unnecessary. Unnecessary means which are not important questions. So she asked her parents to take him out of the school. इन्हें क्या कर लो? स्कूल से बाहर निकाल लो, because he used to ask very silly, very unimportant questions. So Edison was taken out of the school at a very early age. He did not was able to complete his studies, and he was actually thrown out of the school. In a very lame language, we can say he was not able to complete his school. His mother used to teach him at home. See, his mother used to teach him at home, and Edison used to ask all sort of questions to his mom. He was never satisfied until he got the right answers. Who was not even satisfied every time he was not satisfied? Thomas Edison was not at all satisfied. His mother his mother always heard him patiently, और उसकी मम्मी उसको बहुत ही आराम से सुना करती थी. She tried to answer all his questions, thus his mother proved to be a good teacher for him. His mother, that is Thomas Edison mother, was proved to be a good teacher to him. Why? Because he used to ask all his questions so calmly, so matlab, in a very gentle manner, in a very quiet manner, patiently. She used to listen all the queries of the Thomas Edison. Edison was a good observer. He was a very good observer, very keen observer. He was. He used to observe things minutely. Minutely means बहुत ही बारीकी से चीजों को देखता था, because he was very keen, and he used to conduct a lot of experiments to find out the reasons behind that, why it is happening and how it is happening. And some of its experiments were silly, but he learned a lot from them. So this some of the experiments was quite silly, मतलब कुछ ऐसी बेकार से experiments होते थे, but he used to learn a lot from his experiments. One day he saw a bird. One day, what did he saw? He saw a bird. See, this is the past tense of see. See का past tense is so. It picked some worms and flew back to a tree. And it picked. He was seeing a bird, that he saw that this bird, he saw some worms. थोड़े से कीड़े देखे, उसने थोड़े उठाए और वापस से पेड़ पे पहुंच गई. The birds they eat the worms so they can fly through. Edison thought. Edison birds. What did Edison thought? Edison thought because birds eat worm, that is why they fly in the sky. And if a man eats, it should also fly like a bird. What he is saying, what he is trying to say, that if we humans we also eat this worm, then we will also fly like birds in the sky. He caught a few worms, beat them into a pulp and mixed with the water. उसने भी कुछ worms लिए, just beat them, उनको squeeze किया and just mixed it with the water, and then he took the mixture to his bed, and if you drink this mixture you will fly like a kite, he said. What did the Thomas Edison do? He basically make that mixture drank by the maid, by the you can see by the maid, and he said that if you will drink this now you will also fly like a kite. The poor girl believed him and drank the mixture. And you basically what happened, that poor girl, the maid who was working at their place, he believed Thomas Edison and he drank the mixture of worms, dirty worms. You can well imagine what happened to her, and she could not fly but fell ill. You can easily imagine those dirty worm juice was drunk by this maid, and she happily basically this poor girl, she believed on Thomas Edison, but instead of flying, she fell ill. बीमार हो गई वो लड़की. And when Edison mother came to know about this accident, he was beating from her. He had got a good beating from her. और उन्होंने उस बच्ची से, उस मेड से थॉमस एडिसन को क्या किया? बहुत पिटवाया. On other on another occasion, एक दिन की और बात है, he went to a poultry farm with his mother. Poultry is a place where hens live. Okay, there he saw hens sitting on his eggs. What did he saw? That hens, they are sitting on eggs. Why is the hen sitting on the eggs? He asked his mother. He asked his mother why the hens they are sitting on the eggs. It's hatching his eggs. वो क्या कर रही हैं? अपने eggs को क्या कर रही हैं? Hatch कर रही हैं. After some time, chicken will come out of the eggs. His mother replied. Hatching means giving worm to the eggs so that the children they came out of the egg. Young Edison tried to try to tried to do it himself. He collected some eggs and set them to hatch. See what the Thomas Edison he is doing. He is doing the same. He also collected some eggs and he sat on those eggs. Now when he got up, he did not find any chicken there. और जब वो उठा and he did not find any chicken there because his shorts were spoiled. और वो सारे अंडे जो है वो break हो गए, टूट गए, और उसके shorts that he was wearing it got spoiled. Wasn't it a funny boy doing all such experiments? Wasn't he is really a funny boy? बहुत ही ज्यादा मजाकिया बच्चा है, पता नहीं कौन कौन से experiments करता रहता है. Those he failed in his experiment, he had learned a lot from them, and he realized that ideas. What did he was doing silly experiments, right? And he said that his ideas, जो उसके ideas हैं, they were wrong. उसके ideas क्या हैं? बहुत ही ज्यादा गलत है. Edison was fond of reading books. Was fond means उसको बहुत ही ज़्यादा पसंद था. उसको reading किताबें पढ़ना बहुत पसंद. His father encouraged him to grow up with a reading habit. See, his father also encouraged him to do the reading habits. And one thing I must tell you that reading is a very good habit for all of you. Without reading, you cannot do anything. He gave him 25 cents for every book he read. What did he do? His father used to give 25 cents to him whenever he used to read books. And with the money he got from his father, he purchased more books and set up a small library. With the help of the money that the cents his father used to give, he used to purchase more books from those, and finally and gradually he opened the library. And his mother also encouraged him and helped him in doing the experiments. See, his mother was a real teacher for Thomas Edison. Edison became a newspaper boy at a very young age of only 12 years. When Edison was of 12 years, he became a newspaper boy at a very young age. His parents did not like the idea. When Edison convinced them, they had to agree. His father, he did not like the idea that our son will be basically a newspaper boy, but somehow he convinced his dad. He traveled in the train to Detroit and sold newspaper, fruits and sweets. See, this is a place, right? And he used to sold newspaper, some fruits and some sweets. and he earned $2 on the very first day. Very first day he earned $2. We don't know that how much this $2 cost at that time, because in India now I feel like the dollar is around 80 to 90 rupees के बीच में इस बार डॉलर है. But at that time we don't know that what is the cost of dollar at that time in India. Okay, he gave $1 to his mother and said, "I shall give you $1 every day from my earning," and he kept his promise. और वो अपना promise रखने वाला. See, this is a very fact thing that why he earned only $2, because they were living in America and the currency of America is in dollar. That is why he was earning $2 in a day. And $1 he is keeping with himself, and $1 he is giving to his mom, and he promised her that I'll be giving you $1 every. With the little money he earned, he set up a printing press in the carriage of a train and began to print his own newspaper. See, with the earning of this 1 rupees, $1 each day, he somehow managed to open a printing press of his own where he used to print a newspaper of his own. खुद का. But one day an accident occurred and he had to lose his job. और एक दिन एक एक्सीडेंट हुआ और उसको क्या करना पड़ा, अपनी जॉब को छोड़ना पड़ गया. During the next 5 years, he worked in different cities and he met with a lot of experts, talking to them about the question and learned a lot. See, next 5 years के बाद he worked in different cities, right? He met with lot of experts. Over here, meet का past form है met, and he met a lot of experts and asked them questions and learned a lot. और उनसे बहुत सारे questions पूछे, बातें करी और बहुत कुछ सीखा और बहुत नई किताबें पढ़ी, and his knowledge increased considerably. और उसकी knowledge क्या हो गई, धीरे धीरे उसकी knowledge बढ़ती चली गई, because he talked with so many people, with so many experts, he had made a discussion with them. In 1877, he started working on a machine that could reproduce human voice. Reproduce means जैसी आवाज बनाए, कुछ ऐसा मैन्युफैक्चर करने में ऐसी मशीन के साथ काम किया जो कि ह्यूमन बींग्स की आवाज को रिप्रोड्यूस करने लगी. एंड एट फर्स्ट पीपल थॉट हिम टू बी क्रेजी. और पहले तो उन्हें लग रहा था कि पहले लोग क्या सोचते थे, ही इज अ क्रेजी एंड अ फनी आइडिया पर्सन. क्रेजी मीन पागल है दिमाग से. एंड laughed at it funny idea, और उसके funny ideas में people used to laugh. But he was not discouraged, and he was not at all discouraged by the all odd activities that he faced from the public. He worked day and night and succeeded in making one next year, or eight next year he actually became succeeded, and he was never discouraged by the odd sayings of the people. He named it as a talking machine, and one day he was able to form a machine after 1 year of hard work, and he called it gramophone today. और वो आज उस talking machine को क्या बोलता है, gramophone. He became famous over America. In USA he became very famous and very successful and prosperous. Prosperous means prosperity, growth होना, and it became possible only due to his hard work and his mother help and his inspiration. It was only possible because of his mother faith in him, right? Because of his mother, she used to inspire a lot, and because of his inspiration, it was happening today that he invented a talking machine which was famously known as gramophone. In those days there was no electric light, और उस time पे there was no electric light. People used oil lamps and candles at that time. वहाँ पे तब light का बहुत problem हुआ करता था. People used to use the candles and oil lamp, and Edison promised to give the people electric light within the 2 years. And Edison, he promised the people that he will be providing light to the people within 2 years. 2 years के अंदर अंदर. In 1878, he began to work on electric lamp. He started working on electric lamp. He performed more than 1,000 experiments and all failed. See how many times he did his experiments, more than 1,000 times. He didn't give up. See, this is one of the bestest quality any student can have, that we should never give up so easily, not even on our studies, not even on our family's love. We should never give up on our parents. And but this great scientist did not lose heart. उन्होंने अपना दिल नहीं, मतलब उनका दिल नहीं टूटा, वो एकदम निराश नहीं हुए, he didn't get disappointed, he worked harder before and last succeeded in making lamp, और इन्होंने और ज्यादा मेहनत करी and finally he was succeeded in making this old lamp. See, this harder, this is again a comparative degree of objective. On September 1882, New York was illuminated with the electric lamp for the very first time. Illuminated means with bright light. It comes, this lamp was invented on 4th September 1882, and New York, it was illuminated. पूरा जगमग जगगा रहा था because of this electric lamp which got invented for the very first time. In 1929, the silver jubilee of the invention of the electric bulb was celebrated throughout. In 1929, the Silver Jubilee. Silver Jubilee means 25 years. It happened of this electric bulb which was invented throughout America. And Edison was received and honored by a president of America in a specific function. In a special function, he was honored by the president of America at a special function. This great scientist breathed his last on 18th October 1931. This is a very important word. Last breath means he passed away on 18th October 1931. When he died, the people of America switched off their electric light for some time as a mark of respect to this great scientist. Why they closed their lights? Why they switch off their lights on 18th of October? To give an honor, to give respect to the great scientist who invented light, who illuminated America. And in 1929, there was a silver jubilee of that, and thus ended the great and the eventful life of a man who had always drawn inspirations from the failure. And this great man has always and always never get disappointed, never gave up, and always find some way out of some failures. कुछ ना कुछ failure से भी उसने बहुत रास्ते निकाले हैं आगे बढ़ने के लिए. We should also try to take inspiration from the life of such a great personality and follow the examples which are set by him. Story is very, very interesting, and it is one of the most famous story of the most renowned inventor who not only invents the gramophone but also the electric bulbs through which today we are alive. Today our lives, today our homes, they are illuminated by this. Today on Diwali we used to illuminate this bulbs in different varieties. We see different varieties, and this was invented by the famous personality Elvis Thomas Alva Edison. And this famous Alva Edison, he passed away on 18th of October 1931. He belongs to America. For he did so much of hard work and became successful. From this story, we should learn that we should never and ever give up on studies. We should do our hard work. We should respect our parents, and the way he tried thousand times, and then also he was not at all disappointed through the thousands turns that he took in his life. Like he tried everything around thousand times, more than thousand times, and he never get disappointed. So this way only we should never get disappointed. Today we see that we all are too short tempered कि सिर्फ एक दो बार try किया and we just get disappointed. No, we should never give up. Try again and again. Keep practicing, keep perseverance, and start studying properly at your place. Please go through this chapter. This is very interesting chapter and I found it very useful. Thank you.